What was your favorite part about that like 3-day trip?
Oh, well, the fact that it turned into 4 weeks.
That is crazy to me that this trip was supposed to be 3 days.
Yep.
And your parents were like, okay, 4 weeks.
Yep. I just expanded it.
What made you expand it? Was it like you just really liked it, or?
Oh yeah, the second I got off that plane, at first like I had of course like a whole notion about how Korea was gonna be.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be beautiful, like the dramas.
Yeah,
I got off
K-drama, yeah.
I got off the plane. I saw regular people, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is it.
We're gonna work with it.
It's just like any other place.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm also free.
Yeah, true. Your
Right?
parents are not with you.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm independent out here.
At 16.
And
It's a lot of freedom to give a 16-year-old.
oh yeah, in a whole nother country all by
Yes.
yourself. But
Yeah.
like I just felt so at home. I think because the people were so kind.
Yeah.
Like they kind of adopted me. A lot of the ajumas, just
Yeah.
like random people. Because I would be looking like mad confused.
Super lost, right? Right. Yeah.
Because we had like the maps, right? There was no.
This was not no
like,
phone days.
There's no.
Well,
Kakao
there was still phones,
maps,
but let me
no
chill out.
neighbor
But
map, right?
Yeah.
No neighbor
yeah.
maps.
Yeah.
So it's just like the. so I'm just like.
How do I get here? I remember when I used to go on the subway and I would have to look at the subway map to like figure out, because they didn't have the application back then.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had to like look at the map and be like, from here to here. Okay. And then they get off the subway, which was not that long ago. Like we sound
Right.
like we're talking about like 1990.
Right. I mean, it was only
Korea
like
has
a
developed
decade.
a lot
Yeah,
in those years.
They really did
Yeah.
develop
Yeah.
a lot of things.
The last time you were here, you were talking about like the benefits that you had as a foreigner
yeah.
back then, especially as a 16-year-old like foreigner. What are some benefits that you had?
oh man, just like free stuff, bountiful amounts of free things.
Girl,
like
I remember. Used to get so much free stuff.
Oh my
back then.
gosh, yes, like
Girl.
for clothing, for skincare,
The
everywhere we
food.
went for food. The ajumma saw you and they're like, "Oh my god, so beautiful!
Come here.
Service," because they wanted to also promote themselves. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But also, like, yeah, we were kind of wow.
Yeah. Like back then,
Yeah.
seeing a foreigner was like, I feel like it was it's two sides of a coin, right? Either they really liked you,
Yeah.
or they didn't even want to like look at you.
Yeah.
But I do have to say the older generation back then seemed to like really like me when like 2014.
Oh yeah.
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 Because I do remember, like you were saying, I used to get a lot of free things.
Oh yeah.
Girl.
Like, I would
Like,
just bring extra bags because I already knew. I was like, put it in the bag.
like, I'm a big foodie, and I just remember getting so much free food. Like they'll constantly be like, "Have you tried this?" And I'll be like, "No," and they'll be like, "Here you go."
Right?
And I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
Especially like when you hype them up too. You be like,
Mosquito.
wow, 너무 맛있어. They're like, oh my gosh, what 맛있어.
They're usually like, "Oh, it might be spicy for you," and then you're like, "It's not spicy," and they're like, "Please."
Oh my god, right? And you're just like eating it up because like back then, like I was a big runner. I was
Yeah.
into sports, so
Yeah.
I was always hungry.
Ugh.
So they loved
The
that.
metabolism
They were
was
just
high,
like,
huh?
it was so high.
Oh my gosh, she eats so much.
Right, and I was walking everywhere. I remember that.
Yes.
I remember just like my feet hurting so much going on because I was like, I know I'm a runner, I do sports, but I ain't never
A lot
walked
of
this
walking.
much.
A lot. And it's like also walking on pavement too.
Yeah,
It's not like just like cross country running or,
elevated,
or like a
like-
track and field thing.
right. Fit
but
hills and stairs. And
exactly.
They get me fit.
Yes, I think that's why I never really like gain a lot of weight in Korea, is because like I'm constantly walking to places.
Right.
Like
Right.
if you don't have a car in Korea, you're gonna have to, well, unless you take, if you got money for taxis, I don't know, but
right.
if you're
money.
taking the subway, you're probably walking a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, which I personally like, because I know in America
Feels
I just
good.
sit in the car a lot.
Literally. And it's just like there's a lot to experience. Like sometimes you'll be walking places and you'll find like a little nice nook and that you never experienced or wouldn't have, you
Yeah.
know, if you weren't walking. And
Yeah.
it's just like your new favorite place.
Then you're like, I found my new place for sure. What do you think are some major differences now versus? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to you staying for 4 weeks.
Oh,
first
yeah,
of all.
yes.
Let's talk about that.
see.
How did your parents react to you saying that you're gonna stay for 4 more weeks?
I don't, they were like, you got the funds? Because
How did you have the funds?
So actually, my mom, she made me work. She made me like, I was
okay.
out there like, because I couldn't like really have like a job.
Yeah.
But I remember she used to make like different kinds of greeting cards and stuff because she was like retired.
Yeah.
So she was just like, I'm not gonna give you my money. You gotta
Yeah.
work for it. I was like, okay. So she
Yeah.
made like greeting cards, like holiday cards. So I would have like a basket of like 200 cards, and I would go around to different neighborhoods, especially the richer neighborhoods too. You know,
So you gotta
be like, yeah, you're my neighbor now. I would have it, and I would tell them my story. I'm like, I'm 16. I got this trip to Korea, and like, I'm selling these cards so that I can fund my trip, and I just had this whole spiel.
Yeah.
And some people, they would just give me hundreds. They would just give me money, just like,
wow.
and then they would take out just a few cards.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, this is so nice.
Yeah.
I hope you have a great time. I wish I could do this at, when I was your age, kind
Oh
of
my
thing.
god, I bet.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
That
So
is
like,
so nice of them to actually like help you out.
oh
and
yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah, they were big on it. A lot of people. So yeah,
Dang.
I was settled.
I bet. Because 4 weeks, 16 years, and you're funding your whole trip.
Yeah,
Crazy. I didn't have that type of money at 16.
yeah. I also did some other things because like I brought a bunch of American clothes, my clothes.
Yeah.
And I was buying so many clothes, and I
Oh,
could
in
see my
Korea?
money just dwindling from all the shopping.
Bro.
So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I'm a business girl. So I went to Hongdae, had put a blanket down.
Stop.
Do not do this. This is, oh my God.
By the way, yeah,
But don't worry. It took me
2013
3 days to get.
Korea now is very, you can't be
It took
doing
3
this
days
stuff.
for Achama to be like,
You can't do this.
I was like, I didn't know.
You're like, foreign card.
Yeah, I had it splayed out.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I put American clothes, and I had my signs up. I had it all splayed nicely. And people came up and they just started buying stuff because I had the tags on there and everything.
Yeah.
I was set right where the busking is too. So like,
'Cause that busking area used to be hot back then.
it was.
It was hot back then. I don't know if they still. I'm not sure. I haven't been to that area in a while. But back then, I do remember like people would sell stuff. I think 3-4 years ago, I did see some people also selling like cars and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
If I'm not wrong.
They still have some like events and like little tents where they like sell
Sell
their
silver.
own
Interesting.
with permits.
I like how you were selling the Koreans your American clothes, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you're going to fund your Korean clothes. You're like, let me go buy these Korean clothes from y'all.
That was
Take my
it.
American stuff.
Fashionista, that's what we do.
Because Korean clothes, I think back then were also still like more fashionable than like
Oh yeah.
most American brands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I just think Korean fashion was still ahead.
Yeah, they are.
Which is interesting that they were like
They
American
definitely did
clothes. Let me
right. I
buy
think it
these.
was the brand of something foreign that
Yeah.
they were just like, whoa.
They were hyped about. Yeah, yeah, I bet.
I was the only one out there doing like that too, so it was a
Dang,
spectacle.
I should have done that in 2014 too. Let me fund this trip by selling my American clothes.
Right.
So funny. Yeah.